So you clicked on this video because you want to know how to buy a chamber. Well, let's teach you how to do that as quick as possible. That way it gets you back in the game. Well, first of all, make sure you follow my Twitch. It's _TN6 to watch the games live, learn some more about chamber and other things. Ask me questions there too. All right, so what do we want to do when we're going to buy a chamber? First of all, pistol every time is going to be a sheriff. There's occasions where you want to do ghost and trip. That way, maybe you need to hold something else. 99.99% of the time, you're doing sheriff. And a lot of people would argue with me, let's go headhunter bullets instead. But here's why you don't want to do that. So, what's the difference between the headhunter and the sheriff? Well, damage profiles are slightly different, where the headhunter will hit at 159 damage on gun rounds at any range, where the sheriff will only do a max 145. Well, what difference does that make on pistol? None, right? Enemies are only going to have the max of 125 health, most of them being only 100. So, sheriff wins there too. Other reason is pullout time, which we're going to get into later when you do want to buy it. But it doesn't matter. You're always holding your sheriff out anyway. Pullout time does not matter. Not going to make a difference. Okay, sheriff round 1. If we win sheriff round 1, what I like to do if I still stay alive, bonus it to round 2. What this does is it allows me to have the option of round 3, potentially opping, or at the very least I could buy a rifle round 3 and have enough money to buy a second rifle round 4 and make our bonus winnable. Let's see if we lose round 2, which, we'll go ahead, right? We play out this round. Maybe we don't get the kill. Maybe we die. Let's simulate dying like that. Cool. So if I end it, I should, in theory, lose.
30 seconds left.
Gonna count I won. Okay, doesn't matter. Well, we'll talk about it, though.
Another round, yes.
So, I died, lost round. What do we do? So, let's first think, do I want to play an op this half, or do I want to rifle this half? And you could flex through and on, and I'll tell you how to do it. But what do I want to do? Do I want to prioritize a rifle, prioritize an op? If I want to prioritize a rifle, all I really need to buy or need to have is 3,300 credits. And what that allows me to do is that allows me to buy light armor and a rifle, and that's a guaranteed buy next round. If I wanted to op, I need 5,100 credits. So right now I don't have it. I have 4,900. You need 5,100 for an op and light shield. That's your main priority. Then trip comes next priority, then heavy armor, then the other bullets. So let's say we lost round 1. Here we won, but let's say we lost it. What I'm going to buy down to is I would buy down to 3,300 credits. Here I'm able to buy as many bullets as possible and still afford. But a lot of times you can't buy this full down. You would buy maybe 3-4 bullets, no light armor. We're going to buy down to 3,300, make this round 2 as winnable as possible. Hopefully win it. If not, we could always buy light armor and a rifle round 3. Pretty much the same thing as if, we're going full armor. Additionally, like I said, if we wanted to opt, then we would just save for that 5,100. At the same time, what we really need to prioritize is orb control. Because if we're getting orbs every round, that's just our ult that much faster, keeping our economy alive. With his ults, let's talk about his ults really quickly.
My ult is ready.
His ults, when you grab it, should be used immediately within this round or the following round. Even if your economy is good and your team is not on an eco, you want to use your ults instead of buying a gun. And the reason why is very simple. If you win the round while you're ulted and you have money, your team has money, you're going to be able to pick up a gun and carry that into the next round and spiral your income. Whereas if you ult on an eco, although it could change the tide of that eco, your teammates can't pick up your gun and you can't pick up a teammate's gun. Try an ult on your gun rounds as often as possible. It's much better than buying an op if you have the money for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. Any other tidbits? When should I buy Headhunter bullets is a good question to ask. The only 2 times you ever really want to buy Headhunter bullets is on eco, your own eco, because the Headhunter, its main advantage is that it does have a scope. It is a one-shot headshot from any range, and it's great at countering rifles, potentially ops as well, because rifles are slowly moving targets. This Headhunter comes really nicely in taking that head off. Additionally, the only other time you really want to buy Headhunter bullets is when you're opping. If you buy a rifle, no sense in buying the Headhunter bullets. You're just going to use the rifle over the Headhunter anyway. But there's scenarios where if you're opping and you need to clear something, well, yeah, maybe I'm not going to swing with an op, but rather, I'm going to swing with the Headhunter, and I have a Pocket Guardian. Additionally, if I miss a shot, so I fire, I very quickly, with that pullout time when I was talking earlier, I could use very quickly to follow up a shot, right? And this just builds muscle memory, but 1, 2. Much faster than if I went, had a sheriff, went 1, and then cycled my way to a sheriff 2. That's pretty much it. As far as when you should buy, how you should buy, priority, like I said, depending on whether you want to op or rifle, you should always prioritize the trip over Headhunter bullets. Unless you're in an eco, then you buy Headhunter over trip. Light armor and util over heavy armor, especially if you're on an eco, again, or you're opping. If you're on a rifle, don't waste your time buying Headhunter bullets. That's just redundant. You don't need to buy them. A lot of people think you do, unless you're floating at 9,000. You just don't need to. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. But yeah, hopefully I covered everything with the economy. So get in and do best on chamber. Peace out.